Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Hot Girls Got Stomach Issues, and today we are going to talk about what to eat in a day with gastritis. And you're probably thinking, why should I listen to her? And the reason why you should listen to me is because I am someone who had gastritis, unfortunately, for 2 years. I like to tell people that that's not how it usually goes for most people, but some people can have it longer depending on the root cause and if you're treating it properly. The number one thing I remember as soon as I got diagnosed with gastritis was, what the hell am I going to eat? If you have gastritis, you cannot have anything acidic. You have to literally eat plain food, no seasonings. Your food has to be cooked a specific way. You have to be extremely cautious of a lot of things because if you eat the wrong thing, it can just further damage your stomach lining. And so in this video, luckily for you, I am going to walk you through what you should eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and also a snack. Super easy to follow. I always tell people to keep things simple, especially in the beginning after your diagnosis, because you don't want to overwhelm your stomach and you have to keep things plain until your stomach lining just chills out a bit. So the first and most important meal of the day, breakfast. So when I was diagnosed, the first thing I would start off with is a warm glass of GI Resolve. So what is GI Resolve? It's basically a powder that has aloe vera in it, it has okra, DGL, all these supplements in one. And I always say take it on an empty stomach because I feel like it just, penetrates the lining better, and then it soothes things before you actually consume actual food. And so after you drink that, you're going to want to wait about 30 minutes until you actually eat food. Why? When you pair liquids with food, it just makes it harder for you to digest your food. And when you have gastritis, you already have one of the biggest, most severe stomach issues. So you want to make digestion just smooth as possible. So after 30 minutes have passed, you're going to want to take a digestive enzyme. This is one of my favorite ones, Digest Gold. It's something you can find literally on Amazon. You can go to Whole Foods and buy it. Take that before you actually eat your food. So for breakfast, you're going to start off with a plain piece of toast, and you're going to pair it with scrambled eggs and a banana. So why these three foods? Plain toast, gluten-free, is super easy on the stomach. The same thing with scrambled eggs. Scrambled eggs are a great source of protein. And then a banana, which is super soothing to the gut lining. So all those things together are going to be good for the gut, and they're going to help you heal your stomach. So the next meal, lunch. So what you're going to have for lunch is a plain piece of chicken, white rice, and avocado. Okay, so why these things? Plain chicken, again, a great source of protein, easy to digest. Make sure that you boil it, or you could put it in the air fryer, but just don't apply too much oil to it or anything like that. Just cook it alone by itself. White rice, I feel like that's just good at absorbing anything. It fills you up. And all those things together, they're going to fill you up, but they're also going to not further damage your stomach lining. So the next thing, a snack. So it's going to be a rice cake topped with almond butter and honey. So not only is this super tasty, and especially if you have a sweet tooth, this is something that you're going to enjoy a lot. It's super filling, and a little goes a long way, like I say. And I think for the almond butter, people tend to tolerate it pretty well, but always test things to see if you tolerate it. So last but not least, dinner. So for dinner, I would recommend having baked salmon paired with steamed veggies. It's simple. Again, the baked salmon you can cook baked with avocado oil, just a tiny bit. You don't want to do too much with the oil. And the steamed veggies, so this could be literally steamed broccoli. You could have steamed carrots. I used to do a lot of steamed carrots specifically. Broccoli, some people can tolerate with gastritis, but you have to test it out because I know some people have had extreme gas from broccoli. But again, this is a nice way to end your day. And you're going to want to make sure that you eat dinner 3 hours before you go to bed, because you're going to want that food to actually digest before you lay down. Because if you lay down and go to sleep right after eating, that's what leads to flares. I remember when I first got diagnosed, I would do that all the time, and I would literally wake up with a burning stomach. I just felt heavy and super nauseous. So you're going to want to avoid that. So that is just a one-day plan of what to eat when you have gastritis. Obviously, it's free. I'm trying to give you game because when it comes to gastritis, it really is tricky to figure out what to eat because it's very limited. You really can't eat too much. But one thing that, I really loved about having gastritis, which sounds crazy, is that I was able to, one, be more creative with my food options, right? Two, I was able to give my gut a whole restart. And basically, I had this opportunity to heal it instead of putting all these nasty foods in my body. Like, this really gave me the chance to start my health journey, which now I'm doing way better than I was before. And it took me about 2 years, which sucks because nobody wants to be dealing with stomach issues for 2 years. But, I had a lot of hiccups. I was doing a lot of things like, going back to my old ways through the process, which kind of like prolonged the journey. But I was able to heal. I feel like a lot of people with gastritis just feel like it's not going to ever heal, or it's not going to be, it's never going to be over. But that is not true. If I could heal, you will be able to heal. Even though, when you're going through it, it doesn't seem like it's going to end. And another thing I want to mention is that I also have a gastritis plan that basically gives you a breakdown of everything that I did to heal my gastritis. So I partnered with 2 nutritionists who really helped me so much when it came to healing my gastritis and gave me a lot of game on just how the stomach works, how to better my digestion, what supplements to take, targeted supplements, instead of trying out a bunch of things, because I feel like when you're on the internet, you're throwing all these supplements and you don't even know half the time what they do. Someone's just telling you it's going to heal you. But this plan gives you all the supplements you need to take. There's not that many. You can keep it very simple. A meal plan, a grocery list, and also other techniques that you can do to speed up the healing process. So again, thank you for tuning in to my channel and watching this video on what to eat in a day with gastritis. Again, I want to send just good vibes and good energy to you as you're going through your healing journey. Again, when you're in it, it might seem like you're never going to heal, but you will, because I was able to. And also, if there's anything else you want to know about gastritis or any gut issues, leave that in the comments. So then, when I'm creating other videos, I'll keep that in mind, because I definitely want to make this a space to where I'm helping you heal. When I was going through this whole process, I was pretty much alone. I had to go find random Reddit groups and things like that, and there weren't a lot of resources for me, and I had to basically, find and make them on my own. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you heal. So yeah, again, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.